So what's the point of this? Just like that, and it's gonna drop. And that drop or flapping down just like that absolutely drives the fish crazy.
Setting the hook with Jose.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to Setting the Hook with Jose. Today I want to talk about something that's very important to me, and in fact, probably one of the most popular baits in the entire world of fishing. And you know what that is? That is the Senko, or a lot of people refer to as the stick bait. It's one of the most universal and most popular baits in the entire world. No matter what body of water you're on, this thing is a fish catcher. North, south, east, west coast, the Senko is going to straight up catch fish. And these are my top 3 ways to catch fish with the Senko. Coming in at number 3, which actually might be a lot of surprising to a lot of people, because this might be a lot of people's number 1, but it is the Wacky Rig. So what is the Wacky Rig? You take your bait and right about the middle, maybe a little bit more towards the fat side, you hook straight through. Now, a lot of people like to use the Wacky rings, the Wacky rings, and that's great too. Normally I do too. If I'm gonna be out on the water and I'm getting into a lot of fish, then that's what I will utilize. And you put your finesse hook just like that, and it's gonna drop. And that drop, both ends are flapping down just like that, absolutely drives the fish crazy. Now, some people like to say, well, it looks like a caterpillar or a worm or something falling out of a tree. I don't know exactly what it is, but it drives fish absolutely nuts. Even if you let that drop all the way to the bottom, and as it sits right on the bottom, they'll just scoop it right up, boom, and they hook into it. But if you're around structure, or if you're around maybe what could be potentially a lot bigger fish, don't feel afraid to get you a normal EWG 2-aught, 3-aught hook. Hook it in the same spot that you would, and throw it with your casting gear. And I'm surprised that a lot of anglers don't throw their Wacky Rigs even with casting gear. So you're able to throw 12-pound, 15-pound line on your casting gear with the Wacky Rig. You're able to hook onto that fish and get it out there really fast. 2, good old regular weightless Texas rig. Now, the regular Texas rig, you go about 1/4 of an inch in, come through, and hook right in. Right there, skin hook that tip back in, and that's it. Make sure she's nice and straight. With this, you have to have a little bit of patience, because the beauty of the weightless Senko is on the drop. So as it's dropping down, the tail kind of shimmies down, and as that goes down, that's what's really going to attract the fish in. So when you give it it's either slight or big jerk, but slight boom, you have to allow this to drop, and that's what's really gonna entice the bite. A weightless Senko is just outstanding. But like I said, you have to have the patience to really wait for that fall to go. Now, sometimes when you're out on big water, or you're in a real windy area, kind of like where I live, it's tough. It's tough to throw the weightless Texas rig. So that's when I go to my number 1 way of fishing. And my number 1 way of fishing the Senko is what is called the split shot rig. I've also seen it referred to as the poor man's Carolina rig. And the reason why I prefer the split shot rig and why I throw it so often is because of its versatility. It can be thrown with a casting setup. It can be thrown with a spinning setup. In fact, I have this rigged up right now on my Perry G2 and Sharky 3 combo. But I am not scared to throw this on my Speed Demon bass rod and Bassinator combo, or my Speed Demon Pro jig worm and Bassinator combo also. And that is, you're gonna Texas rig it like this, but 8 to 12 inches. You're gonna put a split shot weight. Split shot weight that you can put on, you can put a number 3 or whatever you feel comfortable with, depending on the conditions. So what's the point of this? Not only is this going to bring it down to the levels wherever the fish is at, it's going to get it to drop a little bit faster, getting a little bit more action of the tail. But when you make a quick jerk or a deep jerk, whatever it is, it's going to pull this out, and this is going to swirl around beautifully. It's going to come around, and then it's going to flutter down. So it almost looks like a swirling and then dying bait fish. But if that's not what the fish want, if they don't want that quick jerk and that dying bait fish movement, if they just want it moved really nice and slowly, you can drag this across the bottom. And when you hit structure, this is going to hit down, and then this is going to pop up, and then this is just going to slowly flutter down. Great movement. So that quick jerk where it looks like a fluttering dying bait fish, or that quick jerk where this goes over structure, makes a little bit of a knock, that noise is going to bring them in, and then this is going to flutter down slowly. Amazing setup that I don't see a lot of people using. So that's a presentation that I like to utilize, because it's just amazing and it works well for me. So give that a try. Again, the 3 that we went over was my number 3, Wacky Rig, my number 2, Weightless Texas Rig, and my number 1 is a split shot rig. Like I said, give that a shot. Like, subscribe, comment down below what you'd like to see. But again, I'm Jose. Thanks for watching.